Hi everybody, David Dilling here from Markzware. I wanted to share with you a question we just got, which we've been asked before, and it's a very useful tip, I believe, particularly if you're using Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, in this case CS3. The question was, can I use FlightCheck to, of course, pre-flight my Illustrator files, but more importantly for this customer, can I collect all the fonts and images used into one folder? InDesign does this for their customers. Of course, FlightCheck does it as a standalone and compresses the file, but Illustrator does not. Can FlightCheck help me? In short, the answer is yes. So let me show you how that works. So here we have the Illustrator file, and you'll see it's a normal Illustrator file. You got your images and all kind of things in there, and we were just trying out different types of things, and basically a lot of times in Illustrator, if you were fully done with this, you would just go in here and select your items and go into type, and you would just create outlines. That would take care of you wouldn't need to package your fonts up. They would just be sort of embedded in the file. They would be turn into outlines, which just creates everything into a little vector image, so to speak, a little graphic. But we need to pass this on to somebody else who needs to edit the text and the type quite a bit. You need to change type and things like that. So there is no way to package up your Illustrator file. There isn't a way to pre-flight either. So we can get two birds with one stone. We won't save this. And we'll just now go and drop this onto FlightCheck to show you how this works. Now, FlightCheck is a standalone application which will pre-flight 50 some odd file formats. So you can use it to check your files and to give you a full pre-flight check before you go to print or go to use it online. So now we see FlightCheck process of pre-flighting the file here, and in this case we're not going to print with this job, so it's not, the pre-flight is not the main thing, and I'll just briefly go over that, but just want to show you how we can package the file up, package the fonts up before we send off the next party. So there we get our little report, and once again we're going to see a lot of red because we have our ground controls here are set up as such that they're set up for print. We don't want any GIFs if we're going to go to print. We don't want low-res images, etc., etc. In this case, I'm not going to worry too much about that, and we can just ignore a lot of these given problems here. So in the main interface we can see a lot of information. Once again, we see a lot of low-res information here, and things that we might need to check and to redo if we're going to print. But for online, it's just fine. We see all the fonts are here. That's the most important in this case. We're worried about, gets on next party, all the fonts are there, used and active on our system. So that's when we're going to go to the next part of this demonstration, which is the collect job functionality. And we select that, we get this window with a lot of possibilities. We can collect, or package as it's called in the Adobe world, everything up. All your fonts, all your images, and even required plugins in some cases, and suitcases and things like that, and even a report. Now, we can also compress the job, which is quite useful for sending on the next party. And that's what we'll do now. And it's really quite simple. As soon as we hit collect, it's going to simply collect that entire job. Get a nice little, oh, that's kind of neat, yeah. That's kind of a nice little thing, instead of having name clashes. We had the same file on our desktop from an earlier test run, so to speak. And we get it here. We get the zipped up file. We get a little FlightCheck icon, which we'll zoom in on here, which says, watch out, has some errors. But when we decompress that file, what we see is we get a nice little folder with all used fonts, all used images, a little report, a little pre-flight report, and the native Illustrator file. It's a great package tool to use both for InDesign as well as Illustrator and Quark and many other file formats, because it also compresses everything for you. So there you go. That's a quick little demonstration of how to use Markzware's FlightCheck to collect everything used in your Illustrator file in this case to be packaged up and sent on to the next party or archived or many other uses for using this. So thank you for your time. David Dilling signing off from Markzware.